These perfect living masters exist. They have always existed. They've always existed so long as human beings have been on this planet. Why do they exist? They are not existing for themselves. They can have a quiet life and not even reveal who they are. One of the Indian mystics, Kabir, says he was here 4 times with full awareness. And for 3 times he never revealed that he had any awareness. 4th time he was asked to be a master, he became a master. As a human being, he became a master in the 4th life, although he was enlightened in all 4. Why are they here? They are here because they are seekers of truth sitting here. Wherever there is a seeker upon this planet who is seeking the ultimate truth, who is seeking the ultimate true home, there will be a master. A master comes here for those people who are seekers of the truth, who are seeking their true home, who are seeking pure love, who are seeking God. Now this statement is very simple, that if you seek God, then you are a seeker. But then you define your own God. Everyone has a definition of God. Some based upon stories we hear, some based upon scriptures we read. And we say, there is a God who can do anything, and he is working somewhere up in the mountains, up in the sky, up in heaven. They have put the whole position into physical plane. They can meet a master who will take them to an experience, an internal experience, where they will see a great throne of God. God is sitting there, and you can meet him. They'll see where God realized. Somebody else can have a different concept of God. God is not form. God is formless. We can't see him, but he's a power, and we can appreciate the power if we are near that God. They go to a little higher stage, and they see that there's a formless God. In the universal mind, there's a formless God. And they can experience that and think we are God realized. Then there are others who can say, no, even the creation of space and time where we are seeing formless things, itself is a creation. Who is the creator of these? Who creates space and time? Who creates all this great universe? They can go beyond, and they'll meet a master who will take them beyond and show them there's a soul. A soul, the unit of consciousness, which is creating this whole experience. And once they get that experience, they will be considered God-realized, enlightened. And then there are those who will say, who created the soul? What about who created the soul? And then they will go, there must be some power, even bigger than the soul. And they're seeking this for that higher power, and they'll go beyond. And they'll find there's only one totality of consciousness. Souls are merely just separate points of view of that one totality. And these souls are now embedded in us as human beings. And therefore, we are God looking at the universe, creates a universe from different points of view. He'll go higher up. He'll meet a perfect living master who will take you to totality of consciousness. That will not stop the game. Somebody will say, who created the totality of consciousness? Mystics have said, there is a power, a nameless power. We try to give a name, but we can't find a name for that power that creates even totality of consciousness, that even creates God. There are hints of it. In religious and spiritual literature, there are hints of it. In the Bible, John's first verse, in the beginning was the Word. It does not say in the beginning was God. It says in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Look at the opening verse. Explains it very clearly. There is a power even greater than the Creator. And that power, the Word, is what is really functioning to create everything, including God, including our true home, including Sachkhand. And what is the nature of that power? Again, the Bible, it explains that when a master appears, it is the same Word made flesh. The Word becomes flesh, not God becomes flesh. Word becomes flesh. That ultimate power of the Word has been the same thing described in other literature. In the Rig Veda in India, one of the oldest scriptures that is available today, it says the Nad, the sound, was the original creator of all things. And all things were created by that. What is Nad? Not N-O-D, but N-A-D. N-O-D stands for another nod, I guess. The Nad that we speak of is the sound. Now, think of it. There is, in the Islamic literature, talk of Baghe Asmani, the sound in the sky. In Hindu literature, it's the Naad. In the Bible, it's the word. Study all others, you will find similar descriptions. Why do they call that ultimate power that creates God and the Creator as a word or a sound? What could be the possible reason for picking up a simple word like a word or a sound and describing the ultimate power even higher than God with that word? The reason is very simple. That word which creates our true home, that creates God the Creator, that creates all levels of creation, that creates all of us. Right now, as we sit here, that great power can be heard, is audible, can be heard in our heads. That's why it's been called word or sound. It's the same power. It's the same power that creates everything and is audible, can be heard. Now what can be heard, you have to describe either as word or sound or language or something, or unwritten language, unspoken language. You can use any phrase. It all refers to the fact that the ultimate highest power, which creates consciousness itself, which creates everything that we ever possibly know, and that power can be heard within us. It's amazing that such a power should be available, which creates the entire universe, should be available within us. And where does it ring? Where does that word speak up? Where does that sound ring? It has to ring within us, not outside. So there comes the question that all these mystics have said, go within to hear that sound.